Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Thursday, November the 11th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube episode number 60. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers. I have had an increase in my subscribers, and so I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to check me out and see if I can enable you with a project or two that I am working on. And to all of my returning friends, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. I have been on a great retreat. I have worked lots of hours and I have managed in the midst of all of that to get in some stitching. So we're going to just get right into it this week. I had a new start. We're going to talk about new starts, whips, a couple of finishes, and some haul investments, and my plans for the rest of this week and next week. So let's get started with the new starts. Before I left for the retreat, I did some pre-stitching for my own projects. I went to Yellow Springs, Ohio, which is also the home of Dave Chappelle. We were actually right next door to his shop or place where he does comedy. I don't know if he was not there while we were there this weekend. I do actually believe he was on tour. He is on tour, but we were right next door to his shop. It's named after him. And if I manage to get it all in correctly, I'll start inserting pictures here. So I went to the retreat on Friday. It was great. And the pictures, if I am putting them in, are of the venue, which is called the Mill Park Restaurant and Lodge or hotel. They had fabulous food. The only thing about the whole weekend was the chairs were so uncomfortable. It was unbelievable. Like, I have never sat in chairs. They were older wooden chairs with straight backs, and it had a really thin cushion on it, so that left a little bit to be desired. But I met some fabulous people, and so I will put pictures in of the people that I met, and in that way I can put the names underneath them. So it was a really good time. Kat announced that she will be hosting 2 retreats next year, one in March and one in November again. I am going to opt to go to the one in November, as I already have a retreat planned for March of 2023. So if you would like to go, I will put Kat's Facebook information in the description box below, and that is how you find out about the retreats that she puts on. So let's jump into my new starts. So before I left, I started Flip It by Lizzie Kate, and this is actually called Flip It November Boxes. And I am stitching this on a 28 count beige Jobelin Witchelt, and I am using the called for DMC flosses for it. And so far, this is where I have gotten to. So it is actually broken up into three different segments. So you have a pie here, a pumpkin, and a bird here, and then falling leaves into a basket here. And so that's where I started at. And so as you can see, I got the first part of that completed. So I have all of the leaves put in, and now I am going to start on the basket at the bottom. This has become my new 25/7 piece for the rest of the month or until I get it finished. So that is Flip It by Lizzie Kate, Flip It November Blocks by Lizzie Kate. Please hold. Okay, so Flip It November Blocks Lizzie Kate was my first new start for this month. And can you believe, like, it's already the 11th of the month? Like, I know I recorded, you know, at the end. Let me see, when was the last time? Like, it's just going so fast. On the 23rd, it says. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So that was start number 1. And then and then I started the Snow Angel Freebie by Twin Peak Primitives. And I have to be very careful because the chart is on the back of this page. So I have to be extremely careful. And I am doing a thread conversion on this chart. So here is where I am right now. I started outlining to be able to take him with me. But then once I did all of this, I was like, I still don't feel like I have enough in to do some good solid stitching. So I did not take him to the retreat with me. So I am stitching the snowman on a 14 count Nordic blue Aida. And I changed all of the threads over to sulky. And I just literally went through and picked sulkies that to me matched what was already there. I did start the yellow, which is the halo, with DMC. And then I put in a filler spot here with DMC, but those will be coming out. So I am using one strand of sulky on this chart. Yeah, because even this is sulky. So all of it will be done in sulky threads. But that is where I am right now for my Snow Angel Freebie. I actually had this Aida in my stash. I purchased it a long time, not a long time ago, like I only been stitching since 2019. It seems like a long time ago though. And I purchased it from Keepsakes for no particular reason whatsoever. So when I was going through looking for fabrics for this project, and because it is, the model is shown on a really dark, you know, darkish, I decided that I would use this darker blue to stitch my piece on, even though it's 14 count Aida, which if you've been around for a while, you know at this point I will now stitch on anything from 40 count to 14 count, so it doesn't bother me in the least. Stitch on what makes you happy is what I say. Albert, please go lay down. Okay, my next new start was a start, pardon me, at the actual retreat. And it is in a Vicky Stitch and Button. No. Yes. A Vicky Stitch and Button project bag. So you almost, if you've been around for a while, you probably already know what it is. I purchased it from Sammy J, and she is Hummingbird Stitches, I believe, on Facebook. I will link her online shop below. And I started a Mill Hill, and it is called Turtle. And it is on perforated paper. It did come with all of the threads and the beads and a needle and everything. So I was watching, there were a few ladies at the table, and they were stitching on perforated paper. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to just go over, I'm going to purchase this kit, and I'm going to start working on this. So this is all the more that I got to in putting in the stitches. I'm going to continue for just a little while longer. One of the ladies suggested that I take and put washi tape around the edge to keep the threads from snagging on the edges. I just was not thrilled about how the stitches looked holding the paper in my hand, and I can stitch in hand doing the sewing method. So I don't think that was the problem. I think I was just so afraid, like I was bending it or like I was going to pull too tight and rip it. So I said I was going to continue on for a little while longer, but I don't know. That's what I have so far. And this is actually full coverage. This piece is a full coverage piece. And so I want to make sure that that it's going to look okay by the time I'm finished with it. I have stitched so far right up to his flipper. So I have the stitches, and then you see where it goes down. That's where I'm at. I am stitching. I stitched right down to where his flipper is. So I'm going to hang on and hang in, you know, trying new and different things helps promote your own personal growth. So I really want to do well with this because I've never done a Mill Hill kit before, and I have some. So it'll be a process, and I'm just going to keep going along with it. I wanted to show you. So, you know, you have to separate the threads when you open up these kits. And so I did sit there and separate the kits. And for those that have had troubles in the past with separating the threads, the lady that I was sitting next to, Miss Liz, she said if you take the thread, so if you have two threads and you're not, or even one, and you're not for sure what color it is, take it and wrap it around your finger and then hold it under your light, and you'll see if all the colors match, and it worked perfectly. So I did that as I was going through separating the threads. You just take the thread, pardon me, and wrap it around your finger like that, and then you'll be able to tell if you have all of the same threads together when after you've separated them or during. I did it while I was separating them. So because it's amazing to me how some of these threads looked, the colors looked the same. And so here is the color palette that I will be using. And thankfully enough, well, Miss Liz was really surprised. This kit calls for only 2 threads to be used. So if I wanted to, I could use the loop method. Okay, that looks a mess, but that's the color palette. Where normally it says, you know, use 3 threads here, use 4 threads here. All of it all the way down says 2 threads. And it gave me all of the DMC colors that are used in the kit in case, you know, I need to start over again. I'm not going to start over. I'm going to stick with it. I can persevere. But several of my friends do Mill Hill kits all the time. And so I'm going to work on it. So that was my 3rd new start. And this one was actually a retreat start. And okay, Sammy J, I'm going to put it in the description box. So now I'm going to move on to my whips. If you've been around for a while, you know that I usually do finishes first, and then I do starts, and then I do whips. I'm just changing things up a little bit to keep it interesting. So all of these whips did go to the retreat with me. And so what you're about to see will be retreat stitching. And the first one is Faith and Endurance. And this is being used in the Acrostic for the magazine monthly. It is being used for the F in gift. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So if you notice, all of the white stitches are completed. I was able to get them all completed at the retreat, and I was super excited. One of the other reasons why I was super excited is because I had a glass of wine and a pecan bourbon pie. It was so good. But I was working on white stitches. So there they go. I am super excited and pleased that I have all but the steps. I still need to put in the steps, which go here. But the church is complete. And now I'm going to be able to start on the bird or the flowers, whichever one I choose. But I'll be working on this a few more times this month. Yep. I have my goal to be 300 stitches. And I have not counted the white stitches that I've put in just yet. So I don't know how close I am. I'm sure that I didn't put in 300 stitches at the retreat, but he don't know, but he gonna go to bed. Look, I can put y'all on pause and put him in the bed because he been running around all day. Okay, my next whip is Thankful by Emily Call. And here's what the sample or the model looks like. And here's a picture of where it was when I showed it last. And here it is now. So again, I was able to work on white stitches at the retreat. I finished filling in the pumpkin completely, this larger pumpkin. I worked on putting in the A, and then I worked on this smaller pumpkin at the retreat. I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton cypress. And I am using my own thread conversion of Classic Colorworks. And that is the palette next to the fabric. I will still be working on this this month. I cannot find, pardon me, I cannot find Be Thankful that I have listed for this month. It is the Tea for Gift. I cannot find it. I have looked in all of the bins that I have, and I can't find it. So I'm actually going to be switching out Be Thankful for Thankful, and just keep working on it. And the goal for Be Thankful was 300 stitches. So I'll just put in 300. The goal will be 300 stitches on Thankful by Emily Call. But I am loving it. And I am loving the way, so I just start out with the thread, and then it just, the darker green part is all the way at the end. And so I just stitch until, and the green lands where it lands. And so it's going to look pretty interesting, I think, when I get completely finished with it. So those were, oh, I got one more. And this one I'm really surprised with. It is Arranging Leaves by Ink Circles. And here is the cover for it. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here it is now. So I did not, out of all of the projects that I took, this was the one that I thought I was going to work on the most, and I worked on the least. I did fill in these two leaves here, and I started on this leaf up here. I'm not sure, since it was all fill in, I'm not sure why it just did not call to me. The church, the pumpkins, all of those did, but this just did not. And so I will need to put a little bit more work on it, because I still have all of this outlining to do on the other side. So it is actually not on my acrostic for this month. So I was just taking it with me to the retreat, because it's filling in. It's a fill-in piece on this one side, but not very much work was done on it. But I still love it. So that was my Arranging Leaves by Ink Circles. I am stitching it on a 28 count Jobelin by Witchelt beige, and I am using the called for DMCs. We are moving right along. And since I really didn't get very much accomplished on Arranging Leaves, I'll probably just put it away until the next time that I need an Ink Circles pattern or something with a leaf in it or something. Because I don't want it to just be hanging out. And I'm not working on it. Like, I can slide something else in that spot, especially since it's not on the acrostic for this month. I can move it to the resting spot of the bin. Resting spot of the bin. And so now I am up to the finishes. So I have finished Square Dance December by Heart and Hand. This is a Keepsakes shop model. I used, the fabric used for this is a 32 count Dusty Road by Seraphim. And I used my own color conversion of Etoile. So if you like that color conversion, I have written it down, and I'm going to hold this up and then you can take a screenshot of it if you would like. I will be stitching this piece again for myself. So that was Square Dance December. And I finished that on Monday. Nope, Tuesday. So then my next finish was actually, I hit one of my goals on the theme for Magazine Monthly. The theme was generosity, and my chart that I chose was Every Good and Perfect Gift by My Big Toe. It is in the 2021 Just Cross Stitch magazine on page 11, if you want to go look it up. And here is my finish. I'm going to hold it back just there. I'm trying to get the light to like work out, but it's acting funny. Okay, there we go. And so I finished this on yesterday, Wednesday. I stitched this on a Color and Cotton 28 count Wild West, and I used a thread conversion of Weeks Dye Works Mocha, Weeks Dye Works Garnet, and Classic Color Works Spinach. And I just love this piece. I actually had not thought about it until I finished it yesterday, but I think I'm going to gift it to my friends who had a baby earlier this year. I could finish it into an ornament for them, and they can have it, not for the baby's first Christmas, because I already bought an ornament for his first Christmas. I bought him a first Christmas ornament, but this would just be a special ornament for the gift that they were given, because he is truly a little gift. And finish number 3, I actually finished right before the video. I was, Albert was like running all around, and I was like, if you just don't go lay down, I need to finish this before I do my video. And I need to start my video by 6 o'clock. So what I am speaking of is Hands-On Design Autumn Skies. And I did the pillow. And the reason why I ended up pulling this out was because I saw that Christine, Stitch All the Things, had worked on and finished the larger pumpkin. And so I was like, oh man, I need to pull that out. And so therefore I did. And here is my finish. So I have not fully finished it. I need to put the felt in. Wool, it's not felt, it's wool. The wool pieces in to completely finish it, and then I will be making it into a pillow also. My colors are slightly different. She provides a over-dyed color conversion on the chart. And when I started this, there were a few of us at Keepsakes that were going to do this chart and use the over-dye palette. And so that is what I did. And I don't even have the over-dyed. Yes, I do. So the over-dye palette for it is Weeks Dye Works Terracotta, Gas, Tropical Ocean, Weeks Dye Works Oscar, Weeks Dye Works Carrot, Weeks Dye Works Porpoise, and Gentle Arts Garden Gate, and that would be for the there's two hearts. They're both dark, but the Gentle Arts Garden Gate is for the larger pattern, and you use that for this arrow going through the hearts. So again, I use Terracotta, Tropical Ocean, Oscar, Carrot, and Porpoise for the smaller chart. I will be starting the larger chart. I stitched this one because back when I started it, I was an Aida only stitcher. And I started it on a 14 count Witchell Aida, and I believe it is either lamb's wool or platinum. And I use the overdyed threads. It is, you can stitch it on, you know, I stitched it on Aida, so it can be stitched on Aida. This piece right here gave me pause for a moment, and I had to think, because she says stitch over 4 threads, because she stitched the model over on 32 count. So that means this might be a 16 count. Anyway, so I had to think. I had to go back to thinking like stitching over on even weave, stitch over 2 to make that work. But I was so happy that it came out just like it was supposed to. So, and that was finished number 3. So now that I have shown you all my progress for the week, I wanted to show you. So I took my friendship basket, and it was a chart that was designed by Liz Matthews from Hello from Liz Matthews for the retreat season this year. And she designed this chart, and you take it around and to all of the retreats, and people will, you know, have people stitch on it. And so I waited until this last retreat, and here is where my friendship basket ended up after this week's retreat. So it is all the way almost to the top of the fabric. This is stitched on a 16 count Mum by Fortnite Fabrics, and I used Weeks Dye Works Gold for the side, and I don't pardon me, and I'm not sure. Oh, $37.99. I used $37.99 for the basket and the numbers. But that is where it is now. And this piece, I am going to make sure that I work on that border and get it completed before 12/31/2022. I absolutely love it. And it is so special to me. I'm going to find a special frame to put it in so that I can keep it up all year round. And I'm pretty sure that Liz doesn't watch my video, but if any of you are friends with Liz Matthews, personal friends, if you could please have her do this again, have her design another 2023 retreat piece, I would be so grateful. It is so wonderful, and to know that so many people were so receptive to the idea. Literally at the table where Vicky, and it was a whole, like the table was full. Vicky and her friend Gina and Jessie Marie and Janet Jabber and her sister Annette and Sarah, My Stitching Kingdom and Sammy J, and I don't know who the other lady was that was sitting at the table, but they just literally passed it all the way around the table. And I don't really know who stitched what, but it doesn't even matter to me because I know that they stitched on it. So I just really, really love it. So I wanted to give you an update on that. And as I am working on, maybe I need to make this my 25/7 for the month so I can get that border done. Because, you know, you never wait to the end to do the border. But I have. So, okay. So now that I've shown that, I am going to talk about my plans for the rest of the week before I show my investments and Stitchy Kindness. So, starting on Saturday, I know I haven't talked about Friday yet. I'm sorry, I lost my whole train of thought. Starting maybe later on this evening, before while I'm waiting for the video to upload, I am, well, one of the plans is already off because I finished it. I had Autumn Skies down to work on tomorrow, so now I'll have to find something else to work on for Friday, but I'll find something. I will work on Flip It is what I'll work on so that I can move that closer to a finish. I do have it down as a goal to finish it, so I need to keep working on it so I can get it done this month. And then on Saturday, I will be working on Purple Rain because I was not able to work on it this past Monday. So I'll be working on Purple Rain. I will also be restarting on Saturday with my friend Candy L. Sorry, Candy. She is working on a Shannon Christine design with snowflakes in it, and I will be restarting my Winter Snowfall. That's on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the Magazine Monthly Challenge group will be having a challenge starting on Sunday, and it goes through the 19th. And it's called Oh My Gourd. And you have to stitch on a magazine piece, and it has to have a gourd in it. And so I have chosen out of the the December issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine, I will be stitching Give Thanks. And the challenge runs from the 13th through the 19th, and you have to stitch either 7 hours or 700 stitches. In looking at this, you would not think that there was 700 stitches, but there are. And so I will be starting on Sunday. I will be working on this every day to bring it to a finish by the 19th. So that is my Magazine Monthly pop-up challenge for this month. Okay, I did the pop-up challenge, starts on the 13th. On Wednesday, the 15th, which I might be back before the 15th, but Carolyn Zook and I will be starting Winter Wonderland, and it's the stocking. So that'll be a new start for next week. And then because I've had 3 finishes this month so far, and I'm working really good on my goals. One of the goals has already been met. And the other 2 will probably be at least halfway close to being met. I looked through my autumnal charts and pulled out autumn peg to work on for this month also. So those are my plans for the next week going forward. Everything should start calming down a little bit more. Work is going fine. It is a lot to learn and to process everything, you know. And because I'm a perfectionist, I try to be a perfectionist anyway. And I'm also a people pleaser, which is not a good thing to be. I'm beating myself up over little things that my manager had to have a talk with me about today. So I'm going to be working on my self-confidence and doing what I need to do to get all of my work completed in a timely fashion. Not that anything is untimely, but, you know, like I have my own, you know, she has her own standards and then I have my own standards. And so I need to be making my own goals and standards so that I can be happy. So I am going to get my investments together and then I will be right back. Okay, so I have quite a bit of Stitchy Kindness. So we're going to go with the Stitchy Kindness first. I received this little frog. The lady that was sitting on my left, and I believe her name was Marion, she was having a heck of a time. The frog was just jumping all over her. So she went around the table and passed out these little plastic frogs. And I had taken magnets and E6000 with me. I immediately made him into what I thought was going to be a needle minder, but he is too thick. He doesn't hold needles. But on my little chart stand, he works perfect to hold charts. So that's what I made out of him. And then of course, people brought charts for the freebie table. And so I picked up, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I picked up some of these charts. Some of them will be giveaways. Some of them I will be stitching. And maybe 1 or 2 of them will actually be gifts for someone. I did get some really good ones. I couldn't believe. So this chart is a Heinzit. It doesn't give the year. But for it to have all of the little jelly, they call them jelly bead things in it, is amazing to me, because I don't know that I would have been able to hold on to that very long. I mean, even this one, and it really, I was just like, oh my goodness. So it's a Garden Cottage Sampler by Heart and Hand. The copyright date on it, and I had it, 2002, and it still has the embellishments. Then I got several Little House Needlework charts. They all are, they all say, like one is comfort, wisdom, tree of life, peace, and good deeds. And then I got a Glory Bee. It's a little snowman. Y'all know how I am about snowmen. So I had to pick him up. Then I found this Rosewood Manor chart. And I don't know when this was, I don't even see a date on it. 2009. Then I found, and I have never stitched one of these samplers before, but I could not let it sit on that table. It will be a giveaway. I am looking at doing my 1,000 subscriber giveaway and anniversary on December the 1st, which is on a Thursday. So I picked up this Carolyn Mason 1803 off the freebie table. And then also there was this Barbara Batts Angels. It does not have the African American angel in it, but it has some pretty good ones in there. And this was like almost ready. I was ready to just, I couldn't believe it. So I also on the freebie table at the retreat, all of these Prairie Schooler. And the one that I actually am going to stitch is this Snow Day, the January chart. In 2023, I'll be stitching a lot of things that say January, because that's my birth month. If for no other reason, that's why. It's my birth month, I'm going to be stitching January stuff. Plus, it'll also help with my decor when I'm doing winter-themed things. Then there was a drawn thread, and this year, or not this year, for 2023, the Garon Stitchery Designer Focus, the drawn thread is one of the designer focus for one of the months. So I picked up this chart. And then a reproduction sampler by Susan Hughes Jacks. And I had never heard of the work basket before, but I picked up a few of those charts. So all of these will be coming in future giveaways. And then I found a Waxing Moon Designs chart, and it's called Autumn Stack. And the only reason why I picked it up is because of that turkey right there. With his leg kicked up, he is having a blast on top of that basket of apples. And so I purchased him for the turkey. I didn't purchase him, I picked him up for the turkey. And then there were, this is called a Garden Doodle, and it's by Grateful Heart. And I had never heard of, the one good thing about this tablet sitting up in the air now is that I don't have to really concern too much about showing the chart on the back end. But that's what it looks like. And I love garden themed things. And then I also picked up, it's called Mystic Stitch by Beth Hansen. And it's called the Blue Moon Fairy. And so I picked that up also to put in my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And there is one more. It is a Waxing Moon Designs, and it says, my needle and my floss, they comfort me. And so that is what that looks like. And I will be stitching that one also. So I did pretty good. Usually I do not have to go look at the freebie table. I have friends who are usually with me that go to the freebie table and pick up stuff and bring it back for me, but having to do it myself this time, I think I did pretty good with my stash. Okay. I'm like trying to go through. So, Janet's sister show was there, and I'm not going to go through this piece by piece, but she gave me all of this fabric, and some of these pieces, like this piece here, is a whole yard, and of course it's purple, so you know I'm not going to say no to it. And then there's this piece right here too. So I don't know. You guys can let me know in the description or in the comment section if some of these smaller pieces of fabric would interest you. And maybe I can go through it and see if anyone would like it for a giveaway. I could also, I'm also thinking of putting it like maybe with a chart that I think it would look nice with. So this is gorgeous. Like, I love this little piece of fabric. I don't know what I would ever stitch on it, but something would come up for sure. So there's a lot of fabric that was given to me at the retreat. And I really appreciate it so much, Annette. I really do. She also had these little pillow inserts. So this does not come out. So, but what you do is there's a stitch piece, and you would put the piece inside of this, inside of these, and then you just have an automatic pillow finish. So she didn't want them anymore, and I was like, yes, please, because I have lots of things that need to be finished, and I need that. And there was one that had a little moon on it. So that was a fabric stitchy kindness that, like, I don't think I could ever be able to repay, because that's a lot of fabric sitting right there. Okay, then when I got to the retreat, my friend Vicky, Stitch and Button, she will be linked below. She handed me this little bitty pouch, because you know, that's me all the way. She is hilarious. We hung out quite a bit and got to really know each other. And inside the little baggie was a, does it unscrew? Yes. She didn't show me how to use it. She just was like, it's a needle holder. It's a needle holder. So that'll be great when I am doing all the retreat traveling in 2023. And then we received, oh, Janet gave me, which now I have two, which is good, so I can leave one at home. They will get the froggy little, it's a wand, and it will take the fluff off of your fabric after you finish frogging. So now I have one for my traveling bag, and I have one for my home, which I really appreciate. So now I think everything else I have purchased, and there's still more that I have. So at the, oh, let me look in here. Oh, nope, can't show that. At the retreat, Live and Dye LA had sent in some fabric, and I picked up some. And so I'm going to, she sent fabric and floss. And so I picked up this 32 count Lugana, and it is called Aurora Borealis. And that is what it looks like. It is a little, maybe darker. Well, no, that's pretty good. This is not blue. It is actually purple, and it's showing blue on the camera. But that's a 32 count. And then I also picked up this split regal thread, and that's showing blue. It is actually purple, because y'all know, if you've been around for a while, you know, if it's showing up blue on the camera, that means it's purple. That's a little better. So that was one fabric and thread. I didn't get any more of the Live and Dye LA threads, but I did fabric. This is a 28 count, and it's called On Thin Ice. And it's actually a gray. Yeah. It does good, and then it blows out, but that's right on right there. And I got a 1/4 yard of all of these cuts. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to put away when I get done with this. And then I picked this up because I am always looking for a beige or a good tan color. Gray is my go-to neutral for most things, but you can't put everything on gray. So I picked up Boudoir Beige. That's not what it's called. I don't know what it's called. And it's really blown out. But you can see it has some good modeling in it. So when I need a good, very good neutral, this will be what I go to. I'm actually considering changing a couple of, I'm in 3 different fabric clubs right now. And I'm thinking on changing one of them to all just neutrals, all neutrals. Because I would like to have, I wish they, well, let me not say that. I need to have more like beige tan. I have a lot of color fabric. And I would like to have some more grays in my, different shades of grays in my stash. And I'm just putting this back in here so I don't have stuff everywhere. Then there was a lady there. I showed my Vicky stitching bag button already, project bag already. Her name was Aurelia. Anyway, picked it up. There was another one that I put down, and I was like, dang it, because it was gone when I went back. And this project bag actually has 2 pockets. So here's one, and then here is another one. So you could actually put 2 projects in this one bag. Or, you know, the chart in one pocket, the fabric and the threads in another pocket. So that is, and I didn't even get a business card from her. I think she was out by the time that I went to see her on Sunday. So I don't know if she sells on Etsy. I don't know any of that. Oh, you know what? She has a website, and so I will put it down below. It is aureliadesigns.com. I did get a card. She had this cute needle minder. She had one, this is a moon. She also had a star one. But you know, turtles follow the moon, so that's why that one was done. And then I purchased this from Vicky. It says, Jesus, take the hoop. And I rolled laughing. I just rolled laughing. Because, you know, most people scream, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the hoop. Especially on when you got to be doing a whole bunch of frogging. Okay. So Vicky also gave me a floss holder, a wooden floss holder. Floss keep, that's what they're called. And this really cute thread bed. It's all vibrant. I loved it. I love it. Okay, so that was all out of that bag. So now for my other investments, like I could have kept some investments for next week. Oh, I got one more Stitchy kindness. So my friend Candy, she saw that I was going to be, she's the Candy that sent me down the Etsy rabbit hole for Game of Thrones chart. So she messaged me and was like, have you thought about what color thread you're going to stitch that in yet? And I was like, no, not really. But, you know, like probably just black, because that's what the model is stitched in. And so the Night Walker King guy has all these different shades of blues and whites, and he's got spiky hair and the whole shebang. So she was like, well, I have this blue silk. If you'd like, I'd send you a little bit and you can stitch it. You can stitch the words, winter is coming, in this silk. And I was like, really? So she sent me, let me take it out. Thank you so much, Candy. I meant to message you back when I got it. It just came yesterday. But it is beautiful. So if you've ever watched Game of Thrones, and when the Ice King or the Night Walker people, when he turned that dragon into a Night Walker dragon and his eye turned blue, that is exactly what this reminds me of. And it is so soft. I do believe it is a Silks for You. I cannot remember what number she told me it was or anything like that. She didn't even put it in the envelope when she, you know, like what number the silk was. But thank you, Candy. It is so soft. I can't wait to get started. So now that I have the silks, I am going to look for a fabric and I'm going to get Winter is Coming started. What is this? Oh, okay. That's something I can't even show y'all. So, okay. So, me and the friends that I sometimes Zoom, most of the time Zoom stitch with, are all participating in a SAL starting January the 1st. Some of them are starting a little bit earlier because it's a gift or whatever, but we are doing the Meridian Designs Beach Sal, and the hashtag will be Beach Body Sal. We are starting on January the 1st, so if you would like to participate, please join along. This is my bikini. It is January. It is the January bikini, and you see it's got that little blingy thing right there in between laying on the belly. But I couldn't stop with just one, so I picked up my daughter is a July baby, so I picked up a July bikini for her. And then I picked up a super heroin, not heroin like the drug, heroin. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but my best friend likes Wonder Woman, so I picked up the heroin bikini for her. And her birthday is also in July, so I might have 2 bikini finishes in July or June. I need to get them done in June, I guess. But those are part of we will be starting it on January the 1st. And the hashtag is Beach Body Sal, because everybody starts getting ready for their beach body in January. You know, we got to make it through the holidays and have all the good food and everything before we start working on that body. I also received my Thread of the Month clubs this week. And this club is the Weeks Dye Works Club. Pardon me. And this is blackboard, gunmetal, charcoal, onyx, coal, and mascara. And the Classic Color Works came in today. I may not have no haul no investments next week. I'm telling y'all right now, there won't be any investments next week. This is the Classic Color Works, and this is Colonial Copper, Old Marigold, Pumpkin Harvest, Candied Yams, Goldfish, Candied Yams, Goldfish, and my favorite, macaroni and cheese. I could not believe it. When I opened up that package and it said macaroni and cheese, I was like, oh my goodness. And it actually has like lights and dark pieces in it. Like macaroni and cheese. So those are my 2 thread clubs for the month. I have decided to still stay in the clubs. I'm using them more. And so I'm going to just stay in the club. Then I also received my color in cotton for the month. And it's called, you know, I think I already have a piece of fabric that looks the same color. So I don't know, but this is called Sea Glass. And it is a 28 count, and it is not that dark. There you go. And then, so that was an order that, okay, so the bikinis came from Stacy C. Stitch's Creative Design Studio. The fabric is from Color and Cotton. The flosses are all from Fat Quarter Shop. I then went and my friend Megan did a de-stash. And so I, again, picked up some more fabric. And so there is a 32 count Fortnite fabric, and this is called Branajito. I don't know. I can barely even see what that says to read it. It's so small. And then there were some smaller pieces that didn't have names on them that I picked up for smalls. She did this on her de-stash. She also, this is a 28 count raw cashel linen. She also sells and she makes and sells thread tags. I can't even think. Floss tags. And so if you've been around a while, you know snowflakes, turtles, and butterflies. Oh my, that's me. So these ones have snowflakes on them, and they're all silver. And then the other set are purple, and they have little tiny flowers all over them. And I believe there's 20 of them. Yeah, it looks like 20. Yeah. If it's not, I will link her Instagram. She does the D-Stash on Instagram, and she also sells the thread floss tags on her Instagram site. So I will link that below. Ooh. Okay, 3 more things. I was on Fat Quarter Shop, and I have been wanting this chart for ever since it came out, so I picked it up. It is by Isso Emma and Lori Holt, and it is cut press sew. And then I found, boom, purple nurges. I was ecstatic. This was started it all. When I seen they had purple nurge, I was like, oh yeah, I'm buying that. So I have the medium one and I have the small one. So now I need to replace the tan one. I already put my notification in. They were sold out. So as soon as they email me and say they in stock, I'm going to have me a big purple one too. And then they have come out with, oh, I got me a zipper pull for a bag. And then they have come out with these stitchy circles for mounting. And I'm going to try them because I have a lot of finishing I need to do. And then they had these floss bobbins, and I thought, what I thought they were, they are not. I thought they were to help when you have a full coverage piece, but I don't believe that's what these are, so. But I'm going to try them and see. It actually says on the package that you can hold, that it holds two skeins of 6-stranded floss. So I don't know what else I would use it for, but I was thinking in my head that it was those little holders that you use for, that I've seen on full coverage pieces. And so that's what I thought it was. Man, that was a lot. A lot of haul. A lot of investments. I did a lot of investing. And I'm not ashamed of it one bit. Sometimes you need retail therapy. That's what I told my daughter. We were talking about something, and I was like, yeah, sometimes retail therapy is the only thing that will truly help. So just, you know, you just put your little pennies aside so that when you need retail therapy, you can have it. I would like to thank each and every one of you. I have gone through everything that I thought I was going to go through. I did not realize that this video would be so long. But maybe you'll break it up and watch it in pieces and parts. I appreciate each and every one of you and all of the kindness that you continually show me week after week. And, you know, the congratulations on the new job and the support with, you know, everything that you comment and say and do. I have been getting better about reading and commenting back. And so it is a work in progress always. I want you all to know that I am thankful for each and every one of you, and I hope that you have a very good week. Talk to you later. Bye.